Hello, Helena. It's Emily McVeigh, Executive Director of the United Way of the Lewis and Clark area. We're here for this week's United Way Partner Spotlight with Helena Food Share with Bruce Day and Tim Joyce. Welcome, guys.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming. It's a very exciting announcement that you guys launched last week.
Yeah.
Was it last week we're at the Vanilla Bean? A new campaign. Tell us what this new campaign is about.
We've undertaken, we've been in for about a year, we've been working on a capital campaign for a new home for Helena Food Share, which we're exceptionally excited about. And we are super happy to report we're already at about 73% to our goal, and we're ready to let the whole city of Helena, the whole town of Helena know what's going on.
All right. So why do we need this new food share? Why are we looking at a new home? Why now?
Well, you know, I mean, it's really about the need in Helena, the number of people in Helena that need food assistance and are served by Helena Food Share. It just has continued to increase year over year, the number of people, you know, and over this past year, it's really grown quite substantially year over year. So, you know, 25 to 30% more people than the year before, even sometimes higher than that. And it's just, you know, Helena Food Share is serving an increased need and providing more food to more people in the Helena area. But our buildings and the facilities that we're in haven't grown at all since, you know, basically the year 2000 when we moved into the Lewis Street building. So we're just don't have the capacity in our facilities to be able to serve the need in Helena in the way that it should be served and that we would want to make sure that it serves. So we just need to you know, we made a decision to invest in building a community food resource center. So not only the food pantry, but other things, you know, that would make us a food bank and being able to serve the greater Helena area, making sure that people who need food can get it. And
this new building, you guys right now are spread out a little bit across a few blocks of different space, and this gets you all in one building and puts
all of our services under one roof, you know, instead of now we're kind of 3 different locations spread over 5 blocks. And so we're doing a lot of traveling to do the work that we do.
Yeah, and it's a little hard to find. We were just talking about Lewis Street is sort of a short little block, and so this will be a lot more visible and people will be able to find it.
It will be. Yeah, we you know, might say that we're going to be located just off Montana Avenue between Boulder, and we'll be on Boulder Avenue, and then Lindell will be our back door. People know it as the cared site. You know, it's that big empty lot at Malfunction Junction, and we'll be off of Montana Avenue about halfway through that site. But it'll be a nice location, easy for people to find, central to Helena. So we're really happy to be to have access there and to be providing that kind of convenient location for folks.
Yeah, and one of the things that it allows for is people don't have to wait in line outside, which happens now in the Lewis Street building.
Yeah, that's a big, I think the biggest piece is space. You know, we will have, it's going to be about a 20,000 square foot building, and we'll have roughly like 3 times the size pantry-wise, which is great. It'll keep people from having to wait outside. There'll be a lobby where people will be able to come in out of the cold. We'll have, you know, much larger storage space. We'll have a big warehouse there that's, you know, again, close to 3 times the size of our current warehouse. So we'll be able to take in more food and not have to, not that we turn a ton of food away, but sometimes it's just, there's just not enough room to house it all, and it'll all be in one spot, which is great.
Yeah. What other things does the building have that you don't currently have the ability to do? There's some new projects.
Yeah, so we'll have our offices in there too, which is also exceptionally exciting that we can just walk over and talk to our employees instead of putting on all of our winter clothes and walking up to the pantry.
Right.
But then one of the most exciting pieces is there's going to be a kitchen component. So there'll be a classroom kitchen that will be able to, have classes, and the community will be able to, schedule it potentially and use it. But that'll be, hold maybe 20 or 30 people for cooking classes. So if there's a specific type of food we've got available in the pantry, we can say, hey, you can stop in early or stay late and learn how to crock pot this type of thing or whatever. So that's very exciting. And then there'll also be a commercial kitchen component, which is, to me, really exciting because it allows us to process food and potentially take in more food than we do currently. So if we get, an extra pallet of carrots and potatoes, we can process those, freeze them, use them later on, make soup, have it for the middle of the winter, which is super exciting to know. Then we'll have the storage space for that as well, including much larger freezer and refrigerator space as well. Did I miss anything?
No, I mean, yeah, that's a really exciting part, just having that commercial kitchen, which is going to be part of a sort of a food processing center in that part of the facility. And, we'll just be able to do a lot more making food that, can be packaged and is conveniently available to people when they need it. Some of it, in forms that are kind of almost ready to eat, maybe ready to heat and serve. And for a lot of people, who may not have kitchens or be in situations that, that's the kind of thing that we want to be able to have. Mm-hmm. So we're very excited about that. We'll also be able to take in larger quantities of bulk foods and repackage them. So just the ability to really handle a lot more food and make it available. I would say one other thing, that we'll have a larger warehouse, and right now we are renting warehouse space, and sometimes that's even not enough. We have to go off-site. This will allow us about 3 times the amount of warehouse space that we currently have. Which helps us in a lot of ways. We're able to order bulk quantities of food and have it available. Will also allow us to be more of a regional food bank, and providing food to maybe smaller organizations, agencies, partners in a larger area, in this part of central Montana. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we've heard a lot about ordering bulk is so beneficial right now, which is one of the reasons it's good to give financial donations to Helena Food Share.
Right.
So you can order the things in bulk rather than the 1-2 things at a time. So yeah, that'll be really valuable for the smaller towns around us.
Absolutely.
That don't have that capacity. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So have you picked an architect and a contractor for this?
Yes, yeah, right. So you can see that our conceptual drawings here, which are getting pretty close to what we may end up looking like, were done by Mosaic Architecture. So Mosaic is doing the final drawings for us, and they'll be our architects for this project. We also recently just selected Dick Anderson Construction as the general contractor for the project, and so we're excited. They're both on. We're in the final stages of planning and architectural drawing and all of that, with a goal to break ground on this project sometime this summer of 2023, and then allow about a year for construction. We hope to be in the building sometime the end of summer, maybe 2024. So
okay, so things are moving along.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that's happening quickly. So you talked a little bit about your fundraising. You've mm-hmm. got a really great start of things.
Yeah.
How much are you trying to raise, and what other things? How can people help you raise that money?
Definitely. So after great conversations with Mosaic and Dick Anderson, we know close to what this building is going to cost, and it's going to be $10.3 million is the total goal. We're already at $7.5 million, which is amazing. Thank you to Helena and everyone who's helped us get to that point so far. So we have about $2.8 million left to raise, and we are just now starting to get all this included, getting the word out as much as we can. So there will be some things showing up in people's mailboxes with a little more information. The best place to go is helenafoodshare.org. There's a bunch of information about the building, more drawings and explanation about what's going on, and there you can give right there online. You can also stop by our offices or the pantry, drop off a check, mail a check in. We will anytime call me if you want to, and we can talk.
We'll come pick it up.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. And I think in a campaign like this, that's we're trying to raise a substantial amount of money that people can make pledges also over multiple years. Mm-hmm. So if someone wants to say, hey, yeah, I'd love to give $5,000 or $10,000 to this project, but it'd be really great if I could do it. Yeah, I'll give you $1,000 a year for 5 years, or a couple thousand a year for 5 years. So that's something that definitely Tim can be helpful with in making those plans.
And there is a spot on the website where if you're interested in making a pledge, you can fill out a form that's an interest form, and we will contact you and work out the details for sure.
And they could designate it specifically to the building project over the general donations.
Yep. Because we still need to keep the food moving through Helena Food Share and the pantry. So we have both of those things available online, and it's very clear that your donation here is for food, or your donation here is for the campaign.
Okay. And why is it important for the community to be a part of this campaign?
Well, obviously it takes a community to really do something like this. This is a project for the entire community, and I think the interesting thing that we talk about a lot is that Helena Food Share came about through a grassroots community kind of effort led by United Way and some churches in town and some other organizations like Rocky Mountain Development, all came together to help form Helena Food Share and have been, our partners in this effort over the years. So in moving forward, we just feel like, it's a project that we want the community to help make happen. And it's an important project for the community. I think one of our donors who gave to this project early on, one of the first donors, made the comment like, you just can't have a fine community if you have people who are hungry. And so it's part of really making our community a community that we'd be proud of and happy to be a part of, a community that's helping those in need.
Yeah, because the number is high. The people that come to the Helena Food Share is growing. It was a lot during COVID to get a lot to keep up with. But what are the statistics that you look at for how many people in Helena usually use the Food Share Pantry?
So on a annual basis, we're providing food to just over 8,000 people in about 4,000 households in this greater Helena area. And I like to say, if you look at a map of where people are coming to Helena Food Share from, there's not a neighborhood in our community in this valley and beyond that isn't touched, so it doesn't matter what part of the city of Helena or out in the valley that you go to, you can see that there are people in our community who are in need. It's really, we're serving about 1 in 7 people in our community, this greater Helena area. And it's even higher for kids. We're providing food for kids on weekends when they're out of school in our Kid Pack program to about 1 in 5 kids in the Helena and East Helena schools and preschools. So there's just a lot of need. It continues to grow as the population grows, and and especially lately with the situation with the economy and whatnot, inflation, there have been a lot more people coming in needing assistance.
And you guys also do the protein packs, is what I call them. I don't know what you call them.
But we call it an emergency food pack.
Emergency food packs that we hand out to our unsheltered people, and we put them out on our pantry at United Way and make sure that people that show up at our door, if they've not eaten in a while, they have something to a bottle of water and some protein bars.
Exactly.
So you guys help provide all of that to the community as well, not just United Way, but Helena Indian Alliance and many other places. So yeah, you have a lot of things going on, a lot of ways you're helping the community.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times it's people who just need a little help for a little while. When there's an unexpected, medical bill or something happens with their transportation. And we got a letter from someone the other day that it was just a thank you letter that said, I just needed this for a little bit and you helped me get through. And that's what it's about, and that's what we do, and that's what Helena decided was important in 1987 and still is important to them today, because the whole community makes this happen on a daily basis. So we're looking to make sure that can go into the future.
Right. And the layout allows for more like a grocery store style. So people, when they come in, because I know when I interned at Food Share when I was in college, it was the box. We put the box together, and they'd take the box home, and a lot of time people didn't know what to do with the things in the box. And so now they can actually say, oh, I'm going to make this meal with these ingredients and shop for those things, and this is only going to make that better.
It'll make it better, and we'll be able to have a wider variety of food. People will have access to more foods, but you're not going to take home stuff, that isn't going to get eaten in your household. So that's better for us. It's better for, the community at large. And, it'll be a facility that'll allow us to do, potentially other kinds of things, like, have space for personal care items, goods, that we haven't had before. And just serving the community in a lot of different ways. Yeah.
Great. So how do people get involved, and will you need more volunteers when this is a bigger place?
Great question.
What kinds of things can people do to help?
Man, I think from my perspective, let people know.
Yeah.
If you have volunteered at Helena Food Share or needed Helena Food Share, let people know how important this is for Helena and for the people in need in Helena, because that's I think spreading the word and letting people know what actually happens here is a hugely important part of this.
And certainly when we're in the new building, we always need volunteers. I think last year we had 750 different volunteers that did some kind of work at Helena Food Share. So we use a lot of volunteers, and they're just really important to our organization. But there are a lot of ways for folks to get involved.
And I will say, every gift is important. So the person that sent us that thank you note threw some dollars in there.
Yeah.
And it
was, I want to, just say a little more about that. Every gift, but this was an anonymous letter from someone who said, I had to come to Helena Food Share because I had, so many bills and I just couldn't afford food. I've caught up on my bills. Now I'm able to do a little bit. And so they included some cash in there. It was a, significant, meaningful gift. And so anyway, any gift is appreciated.
It's I don't know. It's like everybody can do a little bit and it'll get us there.
Yeah.
And it's such a community effort and has been the whole time that it's really amazing to me. So everyone is invited to help.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell us again where it's going to be and how we can donate.
All right,
you
sure.
get to where it's going to be.
So we're going to be off Montana Avenue, but we'll be at roughly 1224 Boulder Avenue. We don't have an official address yet. We've yet to get that from the city, but roughly 1224 Boulder Avenue. Okay. So just off Montana.
Yeah. This will be so exciting.
Yeah, and then as far as making a donation or giving a gift, you can go to helenafoodsshare.org. You can donate online there directly to make a one-time gift. You can mail stuff to us at P.O. Box 943. That's 59624. You can drop a donation off at our offices, which are at 1427 Helena, right across from the old train depot, or give me a call. We can talk about other ways to give as well.
Okay. Any last comments? Any last things we forgot to mention?
You know, I'd just say, yeah, if people are interested, obviously go to our website if you want to give. But if you just want more info and learn more about the campaign, we have a lot of this up and available on our website right now, helenafoodshare.org.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they can learn about, I mean, we didn't even mention senior commodities and Turkey Challenge and
All
so
of the
many
programs that
things
we
you
do.
guys
Yeah.
do. So
Yeah.
it's just so much good work happening there, and it's well worth supporting.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Helena. We'll see you again next week.